the most part, the higher ranking games always retain their dominance in the browser-based FPS category, but this year we have actually faced many changes, with many new promising games being released. But on the other hand, many other popular titles that were once known to be browser-based download-free FPS experience have now migrated into the Steam and standalone realm, abandoning the browser entirely. Now, I don't have to list out the games, but I'm sure you guys can think of some where this situation applies to. But however, with this being said, I think this year we have the best list of all, as there's a very nice variety and style of FPS games that you guys will surely enjoy. Alright, let's get started with the list now. Alright, now taking 10th place we have a rather new game that is actually still in beta, and it's called Bravo Storm. Now this is definitely a promising game, but the developers really need to work towards achieving a more professional look and polished look to the game itself, because some things like the UI can actually be a headache to look at and navigate through. So but with that being said, the game features multiple game modes, unique aspects like weapon customization. But one thing I thought that was pretty cool actually, that they implemented in the game, is what I call grenade cam. So when you check out like a nade, you kind of see like an aerial view of it, of where it's gonna land, and where it travels before it explodes, which is actually very nice. There's all kinds of like unique features. It definitely is a game that has a lot of room to improve, but with that being said, it's definitely worth at least checking out. So yeah, I see a lot of good potential. With some work on this game, I can definitely see this game gaining more recognition and prospering more in the future. But as of now, it stays at number 10 on this list. Alright, now coming in at number 9, we have a game called Warmerized Red vs. Blue. Now what I really like about this game is its futuristic theme that makes it stand out against the other browser-based FPS games, which mainly focus around the modern theme. Now it's got a lot of weapons and maps, and even features vehicle combat, which is very cool. I also noticed that the player base is not that bad at all. You should always easily find your desired match. Like whatever game mode that you want to play, there should always be a server running it, because there's a nice healthy amount of players playing in game, which is really great. Now what I would say is this game's limiting factor is the aesthetic aspect. The UI and HUD are alright, I mean they're not all that great, but the graphics, models, textures, and animations are subpar to say the least. And yeah, they can definitely be improved. Like this game I can't describe as visually pleasing at all. When I want to pinpoint its strengths, I'd probably lean towards the gameplay aspect. Now regardless, this does not take away the fact that this is a good solid overall game, and that you guys should definitely give it a go and check it out. Alright, now coming in at number 8, we have a game called Red Crucible Reloaded. And this game is essentially a watered down version of Red Crucible Firestorm, in which we will also take a look at after. Red Crucible Reloaded features many impressive features, from character customization to large-scale vehicle combat, including like helicopters, tanks, etc., which is very awesome. Like a lot of these browser-based FPS games don't feature vehicle combat, and this is one of them that does, which is very awesome. Now, there's many game modes to choose from, and you'll find yourself wanting to keep on playing and unlock new gear, advance in the game. There's just a lot to do, and essentially has pretty much the same fundamentals and features as Red Crucible Firestorm, which is its bigger brother, and which we will look at later further down this list. And yeah, this is definitely worth checking out if your computer can't handle its higher end counterpart, Red Crucible Firestorm. And coming in at number 7, we have got Project War, which is a relatively new game, and I believe is still in beta. So the only website you can play this game right now is vk.com, and it being a Russian game, it unfortunately does not feature English translation at this moment. So basically, if you don't know the Russian language, you might have a hard time navigating throughout the game until you get used to all the buttons and whatnot. I had quite a pleasant experience playing this game, I must say. The mechanics are very nice, and it also has like lots of nice implementations in the game itself, like for example the in-game currency, which you can buy attachments and abilities and all that, which really makes you want to keep on playing and advance and unlock in the game, which is, it has a very nice system that makes you want to keep on playing. I really enjoyed playing this game when I did try it out. Yeah, it has a very clean and professional looking UI, which is a very good thing. It's not as busy as some other games, and it's really nice and clean. It's a very nice UI, and it just in general, the game just looks very polished, and also graphically, it's probably one of the best in terms of graphics on this list. So it's definitely worth checking out. And coming in at number 6, we have got Rush Team. Now, this game has been around for a while now, and it's still a greatly popular browser-based FPS game. I really like its simplicity. It truly retains a simple create an account and start playing aspect, while also having some sort of complexity if you do choose to dive deeper, like a purchasing weapons and all that customization features. And not much that can be said about this game besides the fact that it's an awesome overall game. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. It has lots of game modes that you guys can play, and it's basically just a very simple, really good, solid overall FPS game. Definitely check it out, guys. And at number 5, we have Be Gone. Now, this game was developed by Nplay, and this game has been around for a while now, and I personally think that it's still one of the best network games on this list. Like, the gameplay itself is as fluid as it gets, and this game is greatly focused around the jump in game and start playing now aspect, where you literally just create a screen name and start playing in servers. You really don't even need to make an account. Like, literally just make a nickname and start playing in servers, which is really nice. It's really that simple, and it's a game that I can say that the skilled ones will prosper. There's always a good amount of players in game, and the main game mode that is quite prominent across servers is Elimination. Definitely a game worth checking out if you haven't already, because this game is actually a quite popular choice in terms of browser-based FPS games. And also, as a notable mention, Nplay are currently also developing another browser-based FPS game named Be Gone Warland 2. It's still really early in development, thus not landing a spot on this list, but it looks amazing graphically and it has a really nice futuristic era set in the game. Definitely a game to look out for in the future. Alright, now at number 4 we have Global Strike. First thing I want to say is, if you are a CSGO player, or just a fan of any of the mechanics of the previous Counter-Strike titles, you will enjoy this game at the comfort of your own browser. This game really has a lot of Counter-Strike aspects. In fact, even has replicated maps, like for example Dust 2 from CSGO. There's a huge selection of weaponry in-game, from skin variants to premium weapons, and integrated within the in-game currencies. It really is an interesting game. The most appealing aspect of this game, to me at least, is the player base. Sometimes some of the channels are full, and the game is always packed with players and servers, which is really great. You're always going to find, no doubt, you're always going to find matches, and there's always thousands of players online, which is awesome. Alright, so now we enter our top 3 games in this list. So at number 3 we have got Critical Ops. Now this game is brilliant, I must say. This game was made by the same creators of CS Portable, a game I'm sure you guys are aware of. And I like to regard Critical Ops as the new and improved version of CS Portable. With a lot of inspiration from Counter-Strike titles, you will notice influence from CS Source and CSGO in this game, from the controls and the mechanics and even the implementation of a skin system similar to CSGO. And the graphics are not bad at all. In fact, they're really good. Like, I would say they're one of the best graphics in this list of all these games. The mechanics are very fluid, the UI is nice, everything is just very polished about this game. I really enjoyed, and the really nice thing about it, there's a lot of players playing. There's a really healthy amount of players in servers and whatnot all the time. Well, from when I played at least, I always found the game mode and everything that I wanted to play, so it's really good. I definitely recommend you guys check out this game, and yeah, this game is most definitely worth checking out. Alright, now at number 2 we have Red Crucible Firestorm. Now, where to start with this game? Firstly, I must say that this is a greatly overlooked game in comparison to the older version of this game, Red Crucible 2. A lot of the old players were turned away from this game initially after release because the main problem that is reported around this game is the optimization. Graphically, it is just about as good as it gets in terms of browser-based gaming, and that kind of justifies the optimization thing, but Yeah, it is a little ridiculous. I mean, on my computer, it's all right because I have quite a beastly rig. But just even on like medium to higher end machines, like it is reported that some people, even on lower graphics, get really shitty